Happy Hump Day, Wednesday. Wednesday's Hump Day. Hump Day. What's going on? How's everybody doing? You doing all right? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you all hear me? There we go. Good morning, Todd Jorgensen. See some old friends in here. Kevin Gardner. What's going on? Randy Vahina. What's going on? See, who else do I know in here? Is it on already? It's right now. We're on right now. We are live. Live. We hear you. Thank you. Yes. Owen Roberts, all the way from the UK. What's happening, Owen? Hope you're doing well. Yay? Question mark? Is it coffee time yet? Yes. In my Metallica coffee mug from the Black Album. It's very yummy. What's up, Alex from Germany? By the way, if you'd like your own Rocktopus Cheap Audio Man coffee mug, they're available. Binge listen and fill your soul with happiness. I think it's in the description. The link. We got we got Spain, we got Germany, we got the UK. It's an international live stream. Any thoughts on the Emotiva headphones? I love their speakers, so I was really interested in possibly purchasing a pair. Yeah, they're good. They're very good. Slightly less detailed than some of the planars that I like, but they're fairly easy to drive. They sound good. Large soundstage. It is the same headphone as these. These are the Sivga, but the problem with the Sivgas is their ear cups are way thinner than the Emotivas. So when I put these on, my ears actually touch the driver, which really bugs me. So Emotivas have deeper cups, a lot deeper, and I like them a lot better than the Sivgas. They sound identical though, but because they have different ear cup sizes, they sound a little bit different. The drivers sound identical. The headphones sound different. I think you get more bass out of the Emotivas. Anyway, it's a great headphone. I don't know how much they're going for right now, but they're a good headphone. What up from Philadelphia? Simon Hackshaw, my brother. What's happening? Good to hear you midweek. Brightens the airway. Well, thank you, Simon. Smoky Chicago. What's up, Mr. Delgado? Mr. Delgado has been around since the beginning of the channel, and I really appreciate you, man. I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you always participating. It's really cool to see people that have been around for like 2-3 years. It's nice. Randy's Happy Hi-Fi Hour. Yeah, we could call it that. Interested in to hear your thoughts on the Vanatu Transparent Zero. I've got a pair on their way. On the way. Have you tried any of the Parasound stuff other than the 200 integrated? If that's that new classic one, no, I don't think so. I do not believe so. Because I had the new classic, I think 200 Class D. I liked it. I like the functionality. I didn't particularly care for like the sound of it. Not that it was bad. It was just not as full on the bottom end as I like. But yeah, Parasound's good. I would love to have more Parasound stuff in. What up, Ed? Boulder, Colorado. Katy, Texas. Portugal, Ontario. Ooh. KCMO. I don't know what that means, Mark. Kansas City, Missouri. If that's what that means, I was born in Kansas City, Missouri. New Sonos amp have real 250 watts or pipe dreams. Yeah, I'm sure it's legit, especially if it's coming from Sonos. I mean, it depends on how it was rated or ranked or measured. But we had a good conversation about this on the Sunday Patreon, because even though it says, like, let's say you have 100 watts, even though you have 100 watts and they're both legit ratings at, I don't know, 0.1% THD, sometimes like a Class D that doesn't have a lot of capacitance, it's still going to be a little bit lighter on the bass, simply because it can't hit those big transients. Whereas if you have like a giant AB with like huge filter caps on the back end, generally those do a little bit better. So I'm sure that if Sonos is rating it at 250 watts, depending upon the THD, even if it's like 10% THD, 250 watts is still going to put you well over 100 watts at less than 1 or less than 0.1. But if it's Class D, it may not have the current capabilities, even though it may double from 4 to 8, may not have the current capabilities to drive some difficult to drive speakers, if that makes sense. Did I miss any super chats? Ed says Canadian forest fires. I'm so sorry that that's happening. Wow, we got a whole bunch in here. All right. Hey, Steve Seidman. What's happening, Steve? You drinking coffee this morning? Yummy. New Jersey. That's a Garden State, right? Have to know, what do you think sounds better, Fozzy V3 or the G Horn? That's a good question. I haven't compared them directly A/B, but I've gotten them. I've got them. Oh, super heavy. Got it right here. I'm gonna put those up today. You know what's really been awesome has been the Sin. Like, I cannot believe how much I'm loving the Sin from Schiit. We've been watching, so my daughter and I watch Stranger Things. She's 10. And so we watch Stranger Things, and it's just been a ball. And I got that. We have the RSL 12-inch sub and the Q Acoustics 5020, which is not a big speaker, right? It's a 5.25-inch speaker. And then I have some RSL speakers in the front running as surrounds, but they're still in the front. I just have them aimed, kind of angled out at the wall. And the amount of immersion, and there's no Dolby stuff going on there. It's just like 70s technology. But the amount of immersion, and it feels like stuff's coming from behind me, is absolutely amazing. Like, I know you can get an AVR for around $400, but for whatever reason, it's so much fun, and it's so small. The average audio, $5. Thank you so much. About the Weem Pro Air 2. Great advice. Love it. I am so glad you like it. That is one of my favorite hi-fi products, and a product that I think really kind of changed things for streaming, because you had the Blue Sound Node, which was like the best all-arounder that did everything. And that was at $500. And then all of a sudden Weem comes out at $80 and then $150. And I think the Blue Sound's a good product, but I mean, streaming is so much more accessible now to everybody because of the Weem products. I can't say enough about Weem. They're great. And they update their app constantly. Constantly. Good morning from San Francisco Bay Area. Whew, I'd love to go out there again. We've been out there a couple of times, but I love the weather. Is there anything we Detroit people like? Is cheap audio. Thank you, Tom. And Motor City. Vancouver, Canada checking in. Awesome. Ed's talking to Steve. All right. Yes, Garden State. Ramon Delgado, early subscriber also. It's been fun, hasn't it? All the best, Kevin. Going to fix a tractor now. Good luck, Kevin. I fixed a lot of tractors in my day. Well, I can't say I fixed. I worked on a lot of tractors in my day as a as a child laborer on my family farm, always working on the tractors because they always broke down. We had like tractors from the 60s. Weem is now rolling out a beta software for the Pro that is Rune ready on request. Very nice. I got to get my Rune back going again. I actually just talked to Enno, who's one of the owners of Rune, yesterday on the telephone. Actually, no, it was a Zoom call. Yeah. So my favorite hi-fi product has to be the Emotiva B1 Plus. I don't blame you there. It's a good speaker. What you still enjoy the Sin in a music focused system? Absolutely, because you can cut off the surrounds if you want to. And what the surrounds are just kind of like ambiance. So like think about like being in a gym and you clap your hands and there's that little reverb that kind of hangs out. When I'm listening to music and I have the surrounds on and I cut it off, there's kind of that but I mean it's got a decent DAC in it. I talked to Jason Stoddard. He says the DAC probably isn't up to snuff as far as like comparing it to the Modi. So you have a slightly, I won't say worse, a less capable DAC than the Modi. But you also have a headphone out there. The remote control is kind of cheesy, but I programmed my Apple TV remote to control it. And you can cut off the surrounds, you can cut off the sub, so you can basically go right into just like a 2-channel if you don't want anything. It's the convenience factor, and it's the fact that I can just I leave it on all the time, so I just hit on the Apple TV. It turns on my regular TV, and it works. And I can't always say that about AVR receivers. But yeah, music sounds good. I think if you're gonna want like if it's your main rig, your main system, and you want the utmost in fidelity, you probably want to look at getting a different DAC. But you can also do that. With the Sin, however, I think you can change inputs on the remote control. So you could change it to like, but I have my TV running optical. I think there's a USB on it for sure. Anyway, I can't say enough about it. Is it like the pinnacle of high fidelity? No, but I'm also running my music through an Apple TV. It's just convenience. And so when I'm out in the living room, that's what I use. All right, did I miss super chats? Let me check. All right. I do not see any. Would the budget Weem streamer be good match for the Fozzy V3? Got a blue Dento BLT2 at the moment. Yeah, but the internal DAC on the Weem isn't spectacular. But if the blue Dento is a Bluetooth receiver, then even with the internal DAC on the Weem, you're going to hear a lot more music. It's going to fill things out because you're going to have so much more data. So for sure. And that's one of the reasons why I like sung the praises and continue to do so of the Weem is because it comes in cheaper than Bluetooth receivers. I mean, there's some real crap Bluetooth receivers out there you can get for like $20, but even like hi-fi focused Bluetooth receivers are more expensive or marginally less expensive than a Weem. And with Weem, you're getting AirPlay. With Weem, you're getting a fully functioning streamer, and you're getting Bluetooth if you really want to use Bluetooth. All right, $4.99. JBob88. Recommendation for garage 2-channel amp that plays well with Apple TV. Okay. Well, if it's going to play well with Apple TV, you're going to have to be opticaling out of the television to get a digital signal into some sort of DAC. If you want to go separates, I would go with the SU1 from SMSL for $80, and then I would go with the V3 from Fozzy Audio for whatever. I think it's $100, $90. So for $170, you got a really good DAC and a really good amp. You can opt for the higher, the more powerful power supply, and then it depends on what speakers you have going on there. You could also opt for the BT28 from Fozzy Audio, the A08 Pro, I think, from AIMA. And if you want a remote control, you're going to have to look at a different DAC. If you want an all-in-one kind of like DAC amp, Whew. Trying to think. I think IEMA has the D06. The problem with that, though, is it doesn't have as much juice. That's the reason why I like the 3255 amp chipsets, because they will put out a ton of power. Most of them, though, don't have a remote for whatever reason. And I haven't seen one that's kind of a integrated, like with a DAC in it, which would be cool if that came out. So, yeah. Michael Radcliffe, Father's Day was really good to me. Got a Weem Pro and a Schiit multi-bit DAC, which is going into Yamaha CR 2020. All right. Which is best for the setup, Tidal or Amazon? It depends, whatever you want. I mean, you have the option, right? I use both. Generally, I'm using Amazon. I use Tidal on my Apple TV simply because I always have to re-enter my credentials for Amazon. But for Weem Pro, you enter your stuff and you're good to go. It really just depends on which one you like better. I think Amazon's got more content. It's got a lot of exclusives, podcasts and things like that. So Amazon's got more, but I mean, it's up to you, whichever one you like. Whichever one you like. Parasound Z-Phono XRM on sale at Crutchfield, $399. Very cool. I haven't heard that one. Hey Randy, would a Schiit Modi be good for 2-channel? Yes. Everyone loves the Modi S plus Magnus stack for headphones, but what about 2-channel? I think it would, absolutely. You also have the option of Gishelli Labs, the J2, which also is balanced and single-ended. That would probably be my choice. I love the Modius. I love Schiit. I love Gishelli Labs though too. If you want something more traditional looking than Modius, if you want something that's a little bit funner looking, less typical, the J2, I think they come in around the same price. Either way, you're supporting U.S. companies, and you're going to have fantastic customer service with either one. So, yeah. I haven't spent a lot of time with the Modius in a 2-channel system. My reference DACs are J2s and 2-channel, and they're spectacular. And I mean, here in the comments, I think there's a dozen people that probably have J2 DACs that they could comment on how good they are on a 2-channel. I just didn't spend a ton of time with the Magnus on 2-channel. What are my thoughts on the Emotiva T3 Plus? Never actually heard them. Well, I heard them at a show in Austin a year ago, I think. They were good, but I've never had them here in the house. I think they've restocked on a bunch of the speakers though. It's the T1 Plus, T2 Plus. I don't have the T3 Plus. Never had them in. Yeah, J2 is cool. Very good. Have you tried the 12S's high pass filter, 30 to 40 hertz, 10S Mark II? Oh, have I tried the 12S's high pass filter? Not yet. Not yet. I don't listen loud enough to really need a high pass right now. And I kind of like the bottom end. I think my 5020s, I think they start rolling off at 50 something hertz. And then I have the sub, I think set at 70 hertz or something like that for a crossover. So I don't listen loud enough to really tax them that much. But I can try. The one thing that, I won't even say that. So yeah, I haven't really felt the need. Apple TV 4K doesn't have optical. Absolutely correct. But the TV that the Apple TV 4K is connected to probably has optical. So I run HDMI to the TV, optical out of the TV. So that's what I do. Just join Patreon, T3 or T3 in a 10 by 25 room. Don't talk me out of the T3. Does that make me crazy or foolish or both? No. Not at all. But again, I haven't heard the T3s in house, and they have that mid-range driver above the tweeter too. So I haven't heard them. But if you want the T3, man, get the T3. So I can't remember exactly how much they cost right now. What about your thoughts on the Emotiva Base X A300 at 350? A300? Is that 3-channel? There's some a 3-channel. Hold on. Let me check that. Emotiva A300. Oh, A3. A3 is 549. Is that an older one? Basics A300. Anyway, 350 is a screaming deal. 550 for a 3-channel amp is a screaming deal. Thanks, Randy. Would love to get the J2, but it's on back order. How long is the turnaround if I order one today? You can you can talk to them, and they'll let you know. I mean, they've been on back order like perpetually since I put out a couple of videos, but you can talk to them. I have no idea what they're running right now as far as back order. I know they're making them as quickly as they can, but yeah, just ask them. Tell them the cheap audio man sent you. Brian says, no experience with Schiit here, but my hand-carved wood case Cicelli J2 looks and sounds pretty good. So glad I finally got something from them. Hopefully Santa will bring me more. Ooh, I hope so too. The average audio, $5. Thank you. What's your thoughts on a good SACD player? I have a Sony DVP NC650V, but I don't think it sounds all that great. Recommendations. If it has an optical out, like what DAC are you using? If it has a digital out, I would try going through that. A dedicated SACD player, I mean, I'm not sure if Audiolab or if I don't think the Emotiva CD player plays SACDs. I could be wrong. But I do have a Sony Ultra HD Blu-ray player, or whatever it is, which plays SACD because SACD is a Sony, not codec, but standard. So pretty much any Sony device that you get is going to play SACDs, as you obviously know. But as far as something like a dedicated CD player with a really good DAC, I don't think there's much out there unless you're going to spend some big bucks. But I would just try adding a better DAC between that and whatever your amplifier is. And that may help out a little bit. Love your approach to hi-fi. Thinking if I need a streamer. I'm considering the overhyped Eversolo DMP A6, but I don't really know if I need it. I don't think it's overhyped. I think it's just good. If everyone's agreeing that it's good, then I don't necessarily think it's overhyped. I think I'm getting one. I'll have to look back at my emails, but I think they're also out of stock a lot of places. So yeah, if it's good, it's good. And I know that like sometimes I'll get emails that say, people want to sponsor the channel or something. And usually that's kind of an indicator that, hey, we'll pay you for a good review. But they didn't include that. So they may be paying people. I don't know if they're paying people, but I don't think just because something gets a lot of reviews, it's overhyped. But yeah, I would love to hear it. It's cool. Like, I don't think you're going to go wrong if you get it. You probably don't need it, but we don't really need anything. So if you want it, get it, man. Steve Zeidman, 1999, just cause. Steve, you're the best. Thank you. That will get me a half a cheeseburger at Five Guys. 1999. If I get water and instead of getting French fries, I just kind of smell the French fries, and then they'll make a cheeseburger, cut it in half, and throw it at me for $19.99. That's what you get. That's what you get. Thank you, Ed Homewood. Haha, will do. Thanks again. I'll tell them that Randy said to give me a discount. Their stuff's already priced really, really fairly. But they probably would just because they're nice people. Favorite super compact speakers for desktop use under 1K. I mean, that's a great budget. Super compact speakers. Well, I like the Wharfdale Denton, the 80th edition. They come in at 600 retail. Oftentimes they go on sale for 500. I really like the Q Acoustics 5020. Now these are all 5.25 inch. Really like the Q Acoustics 5020. I really like let's see what else. Something good. I like the B1 Plus. I mean, I think they're really good and they're really inexpensive right now. You got to understand, like, I don't listen to like my goodness, all my veterans are in here throwing me money. I don't listen to a lot of like super expensive speakers. So most of the stuff that I have is, well under $1,000. 5020 Wharfdale Denton. ELAC. But the ELAC debut reference is a little bit bigger. Let's see, what else do I like? I like the Sonys. I mean, my taste is a little bit pedestrian. If you want something smaller, there's the Purion Novus. Is a really, 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 really solid speaker, and I think they're around 550. But yeah, that's what I would say. Okay, so Steve Zeidman threw me $19.99. Appreciate it. I can get half a cheeseburger. Ed Holmwood, another $19.99. Here's the other half of the cheeseburger and maybe fries. Perfect. That's right. For a short $40, I can get a cheeseburger at Five Guys. I really appreciate that, Ed. And here we go. Simon Hackshaw, the other half of the cheeseburger. My goodness, now I get a cheeseburger and a half. I went and got my daughter Chick-fil-A this morning, and she wanted chicken minis and a frosted lemonade. $10.50. It's crazy, isn't it? I missed what you said. Commercial popped up. Got to run to the dentist. Oh, I just said I could get half a cheeseburger at Five Guys, Steve. Ramon Delgado, $20. Here you go. Get yourself a whole cheese. You guys are awesome. Cheeseburgers all around. You guys are the best. Have you ever used the Marantz PM 8006 amp or ND 8006 CD player? No, but out of all the like legacy brands out there, I really love Marantz. So, I mean, if you can swing it, I do not think you're going to go wrong. Do you think I could do better than my topping PA3 for a Class D under $100 for my relatively near field setup? I'm using my topping A90 as a preamp. Yes. The Fozzy Audio V3 for sure. I don't know if you're going to be gaining. That might be more kind of like a lateral move though, because the PA3 I think is great. Same amp chip. A90, is that a balanced only preamp? But if it's less than 100, the V3 is, I think, the best amp you can get for under $100. But the PA3s are no slouch either. So anyway, I don't know if you're going to be gaining much though. Maybe a little clarity, but yeah. Simon says great minds. Best Class D amp to pair with B1 Plus for use with Fluence RT85 plus i5 Zen preamp. You're going to need something with 2 analog inputs unless you're going to do some type of switcher. Best Class D amp to pair with the B1 Plus for use with Fluence RT85 plus i5 Zen preamp. The problem is a lot of these affordable Class D amps only have 1 analog input. I'm trying to think off the top of my head if there's another amp out there that has another analog input. I mean, well, no, that wouldn't really even help. Huh. I mean, all the ones I like are like the Fuzzy Audio BT20A, the Fuzzy Audio V3, the IEMA A07 Pro or Plus or whatever it is, the 808, and all those are kind of like single input devices. I'll have to talk. You know what? That's a good thing. I'll talk. Fozzy's asked me about like what kind of product I think they should make. I'm going to tell him like just keep doing what you're doing, but add another analog input. So yeah, I know, right? Class D with two, like, and how difficult. I can't imagine it would be difficult. Maybe you're gonna have to put, get a little bit bigger chassis or something. But even if they double the price, I mean, like $90, 180. There we go. Ready vinyl trip, 180, Nobe sound, 2 inputs. There you go. I don't know that one though. So I'm not gonna put my name on that one quite yet. But yeah. 89 is balanced preamp outs. I can probably get an adapter for the V3. Yeah, you just want to get one of the balanced to single-ended that does not have a pin growing from the balance. So you're only grabbing one on there. Because some of them grab both signals and then they ground one. You don't want that one at all. So get one that just is completely missing one of the signal pins. That's one thing you don't want to mess around with, like, is a balanced output signal going into a single-ended when it's grounding it internal to the wire somewhere. Hey, Ed G, what up? How's the new turntable, bro? You loving it? You loving life? Any chance on the Aries 12th review in the future? Heard it's almost as good as the Pontus 2. I haven't talked to him. I'm sure if I asked for it, I might be able to get it in. They were always super cool to me. They did send me the Pontus, but I mean that was kind of like I did the review and it was kind of like just outside of the channel demographic. But yeah, I'll have to ask him. Hey, do you like this? Is John Shepler in here? John gave me this, and it's so much fun. And it's been sitting in a desk or sitting in my office here. And anyway, I put it up. It's a lot of fun. I think I'm going to hang it underneath there. Very cool. John, are you in here? Ed says it's awesome. Put a Hannah SL on it. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming that's a cartridge? Stylus? Did you wrap it? Like a camo wrap? How terrible would that be to get a beautiful turntable like that and then put a camo wrap on it? Greetings from Norway. What's up? I cannot pronounce your name. I'm gonna call you BS. No BS from Norway. Oh man, I'd love to go to up there. One of these days I'm going across the pond. I want to see Norway. I want to see Iceland. I want to see all of it. Yeah. Just joined right before the hamburger. John, look what I got going. This is my new favorite thing. Ow. John is the best at like providing me with my favorite like tchotchkes that I look at. Got the Rocktopus right here. So let's put Rocktopus on there. I might need a smaller Rocktopus because this one kind of hangs over. This kind of gets dimmer. And then, I think it's pulsating. That's what it is. All right. Yeah, I need to get a smaller Rocktopus so it doesn't hang off that thing. And then I'll glue it to it. Then I'll have my favorite John Shepler created products all together. Will you ever see the Sony SS5 below 100? Yes, and I think that may happen within about 2 weeks. So Prime Day is 11th and the 12th. And we're going to be doing live stream for Prime Days. Okay. Usually the Sonys on one of those days will go below $100. So it could be coming up, and I'm going to scream it from the rooftops and every time it goes below $100, I end up buying a pair. So I will buy a pair again. I might buy 2 pair actually, but yeah, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. Otherwise, we're going to have to wait all the way till like Black Friday. LOL. Any Wharfdale product up for review soon? Love to see you review the Denton 85th. They are Linton's little brother. I don't know. I'll have to talk to them. I don't have anything on the way from them. So yeah. By the way, just got a pair of clips, RP500 M2 at $349. Wow. I have the first gen right there. I probably would have sold them, but they leaned over and I got a little tiny dent into the woofer. So it's not that I don't like them. Actually, I should put those up in the living room. Make it a little difference from another DAC, but not much. Marant's DAC is great. The power amp will probably open the sound. There you go. See, this is what I love about the community. We're helping each other out in here. Ed, I have a Hana EH on my SATA Sapphire. I feel like Barry's making up words. I have a Hana EH on my Soda Sapphire with my ball bearing overhead cam that runs into a chain link fence. That is hi-fi jargon that I've never heard. This is probably like high-end like phono stuff. Soda Sapphire. All right. Okay, we already did that one. All right, just go up here, click on that one. Trying to hook a friend up with a basic level and basic entry level Class D amp for vinyl setup. Good sounding amp with phono and speaker outputs. You're talking about phono input, somewhere around 30 watts. I think that Duke Audio and Noob Sound make something that has a phono input. Outside of that, nothing jumps off the top of mind here. So something from Duke Audio has it. I did a review and it was really good. I think it was $150. I think it had Bluetooth. I think it had a phono input. I think it made the power that you're looking at. So yeah, probably something from Duke Audio, your Noob Sound. Just get a dedicated phono preamp. I can't disagree with that. What I would do is get a Fozzy Audio V3, Fozzy Audio BT20A, IEMA A07 Pro or whatever it is, and then get even a Fozzy Audio phono preamp at $60, which is pretty legit, and then go that way. Come on, guys. It's all about the ball bearings. Fletch. Come on, Ed. Of course that's Fletch. Maybe that's Fletch too. It's when he's in the hangar. So he's got the teeth in, he's got a cap on, overalls. He's in the hangar and he's checking on a plane. And like he said, it's all about the ball bearings. It's either Fletch or Fletch 2. Somebody said they found a pair of Sony SSCS5s at Goodwill. You know who found another pair? Is Digital Dan found a pair. Don't sound good with my dev techs. Anyone interested in Colorado? Well, there you go. If you're in Colorado, hit up the Average Audio. Fletch, you're in. I think the IEMA has the A06 with phono. Very cool. Hey, Matt, I shared your video out last night. Hey, guys, if you are here, let me get a link for y'all. All right, let's go YouTube. Matt. You got to get a Kuykendall. You got to get like a cutesy name so it's easier to find you, Matt. Like the cheap audio idiot. Here we go. So copy. All right. I'm gonna put this in here. Matt does great reviews. I shared one out last night, and he's done great reviews of the Fozzie. And Matt, what's funny is I watched some of your Fozzie reviews, not making the connection that you were the one that had emailed me. So Matt's videos are really good. So if you can click that link, go over and give Matt a sub, and then watch his videos. Great, he does great stuff. Really good, really good. See, Brian's digging your channel too. Michael Day, I've got little to no mobility because of my condition, so sound is a really big deal to me. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. But yeah, music is an awesome thing to do, and you don't have to run around to do it. So yeah. Jake from Emotiva shared the taco story with me while calling to add Heights speakers to my setup. So you're lying when you said they pay me in tacos. So you weren't lying when they said they pay me in tacos. No, I'm not. Yeah, Jake's a great guy. I love Jake. He's very passionate, very intelligent about what he's doing, and kind of quirky. And that's what I love about him, because he talks with his hands a lot, and he's kind of like me, but a lot less good looking. I'm a lot better looking than Jake. So actually, we need to timestamp this. I'm going to send this over to him. So what are we at? We're at 42 minutes and 46 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to say it again. Jake's a lot like me, except I'm way better looking than Jake. All right, 42 for my fantasy Weem Pro with video out for cover art. Yes, or maybe just a screen. I mean, the funny thing is that is available, like with a what is it? Come on, Randy. It's not a Tinker board. Why can I not think of it? It's the little board level computer. Anyway, you can do that with that. You can put like Volumio on it or a bunch of other stuff. Why can I not think of what that is? Anyway, you can get them for like $60. I've totally left me. And you can get one of their screens. You use Volumio and you get cover art, which doesn't make any sense. Dash Cam Revenge says he's my best looking patron. I don't Raspberry Pi. Jeez, couldn't think of it. And you get paid in cheeseburgers and fries. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, it would have to be enough cheeseburgers and fries, but I could literally, they could negotiate me into like, listen, we can give you X amount of money, or we can give you 5 cheeseburgers a day. And then like, so they could really negotiate me down on rates if it was like cheeseburgers, pizza, pretty much everything that's bad for you. Any of that. I just hope they don't never do that. My most recent purchase was the Denton 85ths. Love them. Very nice. I need to get those in. It's still expensive. I think those come in at like $1,000. Just reviewing the cover art. It saves the energy instead of outputting to a full TV monitor. Yeah. I just think it's cool. I mean, there's streamers out there that do it, but they don't have the functionality of the Weem. I'll ask them. Wimpy would be proud. Cam wanting to get paid in cheeseburgers. I don't want to, but I would probably accept that, because I would have to think about it. I'd be like, I can take money, but if I'm getting paid in cheeseburgers, so I would have to go through like a whole process of trying to like figure out whether or not it's worth it. But it would definitely be considered. T1 amp, missed the T. Oh, Simon's helping people out. Thank you, Simon. All right, is this system going to sound okay? Harman Kardon controller, Mac 462 and Focal 862s. I'll know tomorrow. I haven't heard any of those. So unfortunately I couldn't tell you. But I mean, you got great brands there. Um, I've never been a huge fan of Focal speakers, but yeah, I mean, I bet if it's if the Mac is a amp, then and if it's an autoformer amp, I bet it's going to sound awesome. Your doctor may say, please don't. Do you recommend the best easy to drive floor standing speakers around $1,000 to complement a warmer sounding amp? Okay. Well, I mean, that would be Klipsch. Easy peasy. Klipsch. Easy to drive. Klipsch are super efficient. Around $1,000. You can get the RP 8000F or whatever generation it is. And warmer sounding amps going to go perfectly with Klipsch. You still may have a little bit of bump in the upper mid range that you may need to EQ out or toe the speakers out or whatever. But the Klipsch is going to check all the boxes for that. Full show. Chris Dugan. Chris, you look like a guy I'd go hog hunting with. Chris Dugan, $20. I saved up and bought the Vidar 2 to replace the Loxg A30. I upgraded from the SSCS5s to the Polk 700s. The Vidar is a beast. Thank you for all your advice and hard work. Have some coffee on me. Thank you. Then, Chris, I feel like you're in a pickup truck on the way to one of your kids' soccer games, and then you're going to get in a blind later on in the fall. I'm just kidding. FYI, old iPhones and iPads make great streamers as they're bit perfect and have a screen for album art. Yeah, I can't disagree. They're not necessarily the most convenient thing on the planet. You have to worry about charging them. Then you have to get like the camera connector on the output. So completely agree. The other problem is I don't like to get up there and actually, I like to do stuff from my phone. And I have tried to use old iPads, try to use like Samsung devices, and I've tried to use like apps where I can interact with that so I don't have to get up. And it's always been clunky. But for sure, if you are on a budget and you don't mind getting up and moving around, if you want to change, if you're just playing something like if you're just playing random or letting the streamer do the heavy lifting, then yeah, for sure. All right, 48. Deciding between the RP 8000F or JBL Studio 590. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't love the Studio, the bookshelves. I thought they were good. Actually, I think John Shepler bought those. iPhones would be great with remote control. Agreed. I've got a basement full of speakers, amps, receivers, etc. My wife says I need to get rid of most of it. Anyone need help getting started? Let me know. Oh, that's very nice. It's very cool. Are you a patron, Average Audio? Because we on our Discord server, we basically have a place where people can go, and a lot of my patrons have gifted products to other people getting started out. They do that on my Facebook group too. Randy, the average. Yeah, pick me. Authorized delivery without signature. Hold on. Whenever I get something from DHL, I have to authorize it because I'm not always here. And I get a lot of stuff from DHL. So confirm. Thank you. All right, done. Hey, look at this. United States of Analog. Hey, gang. Hey, Bob. if you're not subscribed to the United States of Analog, please go over to the United States of Analog and subscribe to one of the best voices on, in, around radio. That's right. Bob Fonseca. Bob, I was wearing your t-shirt yesterday, I think. Yes. Ed, can you recommend an anti-static mat? Ed, you still in here? I'm about to become a dad. Awesome. Derek, what advice do you have for a kid proofing my hi-fi system in the living room? Ooh, that's a good question. Keep the grills on, because any of those little things are like, kids think they're buttons. And then if you get maybe some type of console that has doors, that's what I would probably do. You know what's funny is, like, for whatever reason, I don't know if my kids have just been desensitized to it, but they don't poke stuff. And I've had stuff around, but yeah, I would keep the grills on if you can get it behind some glass, but you have to worry about, like, what are you talking about? Air circulation. Probably do that. Just try to keep it out of arm's reach. But yeah, congrats, man. It's going to be awesome. Your life will change immediately. You know, having kids is like, you don't think you can love something anymore. And then, like, with kids, it's like, if your house is like your capacity for love, then all of a sudden it's like someone comes and just like builds another room on your house. It's amazing. Congrats, man. It's going to be awesome. Enjoy every minute of it, because like that, you'll be grandfather like I am. But I keep having children. Not anymore, though. But I still have a 6-year-old. Greetings, Bob. Love your bar and channel. Yes. Chicken wire in the like in the Blues Brothers. You could do chicken wire. Thanks. I've heard it's the hardest, best thing ever. It's not that hard. Just love them. Kids feed them, love them. What is the other thing? I feed them and love them, and then bathe them every now and again. Pretty easy. It's not terribly hard. So yeah, you'll lose your temper every now and again, but yeah, it's awesome. And if you're going to be a dad soon, the best advice I can give you is, when they're sleeping, you're sleeping. So take what you can get. Like, if you can nap when they're sleeping, do it, because they don't care about your sleep schedule. I always call it take what you can get. When they sleep, you sleep. Hey, Randy, I got a free PSW 10 sub with my pokes. I'm not going to use it. I'm saving up for JL Audio. Do you want to give it away for the channel? That's really nice of you. I don't know where you're at, and a lot of times paying shipping can be a pain in the rear, but you could potentially, I don't know if you're a patron, you could pop into Patreon and post it up on the Discord or post it up on the Facebook group. I'm sure someone would love it. I've got 2 PSW 10s in my son's room. He likes them. He likes them. The days are long, but the years are short. Very good, Ed. Very good. Yeah, noted. Great show. I listen a lot at work. Mike Schmidt. I'm sensing a story about a vasectomy coming up. I don't think I've had a vasectomy. No, I haven't. You'd think I'd remember that. I do remember getting the biopsy of my prostate, though. I'll never forget that. Oh, I wouldn't recommend it. No. Don't do that unless you, have to, but not fun. Repurpose an old LG cell phone and use it as a dedicated Weem remote. Very cool. LG used to make these phones that had really good DACs in them. Like, they were really good. And they don't make them anymore, because guess what? Most people don't care about the DAC in their phone. But for a while, they had a whole line of cell phones that were just killer. So like DAC levels on the like of like the little music players that you can carry around. So yeah. Yeah. All right. We may call it a day. It's 55 minutes. Couple more questions. It's found a 70s Bell and Howell wood-sided stereo receiver while thrifting. Anyone have any experience with that? I've never heard of them. Check out the back. If it says made in Japan, chances are it's probably came out of the same building as some of the other ones came out of. And if it's cheap, I mean, it could be fun. I'm going to sell a bunch of my vintage stuff, including my Mac stuff. If anybody's interested in buying a Mac 7270 and a Mac C15 preamp, 7270 is a monster autoformer amp made in the 90s. Huge VU meters. Everything's in perfect condition, but I don't listen to it anymore. And not because it's not good, just because I'm doing other stuff. But if anybody's interested, hit me up, cheapaudioman@gmail.com. If you're a patron, you can hit me up. So yeah, selling my vintage Mac stuff. Also got some other stuff. I'll probably hold on to my realistic stuff, but the only stuff that's really, really, really good is the Mac stuff. Thanks for your time and for making my week. Oh, Simon, you're welcome, brother. I appreciate you, man. What amp do I listen through the most? It really depends. In here, I would say my reference amps are the A1 monoblocks from Emotiva. Out in the living room, oddly enough, it's the Fazioto V3 right now. Just a single V3. I had used XPA Gen 2 from Emotiva. I think I'm going to put the G horns out. So it just kind of rotates. Upstairs in the theater room, it's a Pioneer VLX VX305. But like, if I had unlimited space and unlimited budget, it would be the Emotiva monoblocks, the DR1s. We're talking big bucks there. If I'm on a budget, then it's the Emotiva A1s, which is still big bucks. It's around $900. I also really like the tiers from Schiit, but that's again pretty expensive. For budget V3 from Fazioto. I also listen to the if I'm on a super budget, the T9 Pro from AIMA, really good. Dimitar, $20 BGN. Thank you. 20 BGN. Thank you so much. I'll have to look that one up. I don't know what that one is. You're very kind. Ed Dance, 1619. It's very specific and I love it for an iced coffee. And that, oh my good, it's going to be 105 here. Like it was, I went out this morning. This is going to be a bad one. Hey Siri, what's the weather going to be like today? Hey Siri, how hot is it going to be today? I want her to talk. She talked in the car. Hey Siri, what's the weather going to be like? Never mind. All right, the dog's barking. It's probably time to go. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. More content coming out this week. Have a safe week. Have a safe 4th of July weekend. If you're doing anything this weekend, we're doing fireworks on Saturday. Not me personally. Our neighborhood's doing fireworks. But have a great week. And thank you so much for your support. I love you all. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye.